Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Pranay is here, Salam Iran, 17 male India. Hope you're fine, many good wishes. Thank you very much, dear. Same to you. Luna is here, Salam Mehran Jan. Salam Luna Jan. Kaifak al yom, she says. Shukran tamam. I haven't forgotten yet. And how are Mama, son? Mom is good. I was there last night and we had lots of laughs. And so, you know, though, what as usual, she forgets things, but we were having a great time. And this is your son and beautiful Rain all doing. Thank you very much for asking. My son and I were at the gym last night, late last night, like about, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was just the two of us in the gym, nobody else, and we had a great time training. And then I didn't sleep till 7 o'clock because when you go to exercise that late, you just, I don't know, want to eat and want to, do things, play chess, enjoy, relax. So by the time I did all that, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm glad I could make it. Female 36 UK, Luna says, thank you for that. Aman says, hello Meran, hello Aman, 19 male India, almost forgot it's your live today. Okay. So let me say hello to everyone and we'll get back to Aman's questions. Yasin says, hi, 21 male India. Akhtar, India Akhtar says, my eyes unintentionally goes to female breasts. I don't want to look it, but that thought runs in the mind. This is because of watching porn. I feel guilty and shame. No, there's no guilty and shame at all. Just make sure that it's not intrusive to the lady that you're checking out her boobs. You're sitting somewhere, you see a lady pass by, it's beautiful, and you notice, and that's perfectly fine. But if you just stare at it to make her uncomfortable, yeah, that's not good. You don't want to be. A gentleman doesn't do that. But it's like saying, I'm ashamed to look at a flower. My eyes train on the beautiful flower. Well, that's okay. But if you don't go in front of the flower or from the far, just keep looking at the flower, make flower uncomfortable, then that's bad. So that's the end of that. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just be respectful, a gentleman, and you notice beautiful things. That's a blessing. That's great. Just don't make him uncomfortable and don't, be intrusive looking. Just enjoy. That's all. Sange Choden Lepcha says, hello there. Slobodan says, hello Maran 21 Belgrade. Hello Slobodan, how are you, dear? Luna says, oh, that's lovely to hear that you've had some quality family time. Goodness knows how much I miss my dad and sisters. Yeah, I understand that. Definitely. What about the sisters? I mean, I know you said your dad has gone away, passed a while ago, I guess, when you were much younger. But what about the sisters? Because the sisters are not in the same city as you are, or something different. And John Ruvolis says, "Wow, I was just going to ask you what kind of exercise you do these days." Huh? Okay, yeah. Well, I did lots of biking in summertime, but the weather is not suitable for biking. All wet always, but lots of biking, and it's beautiful. I miss it. And John Ruvolis says, "Can you speak about fasting? Any experience with it?" I grew up in a Muslim country, but my family was never a fanatic or any religious. Like, we weren't religious, but we were Muslims. Like, many people have a religion, but they don't really practice it. But they're aware of it and its principles or positive principles. They choose from the whole, stuff in there. It's not like just because they are born as Christian or Jewish or Muslim or whatever, that they will do whatever the religion says. No, we weren't like that. We were just living in a country that was Muslim, and we were Muslims, but not practicing. However, I did have experience in fasting when I was younger, but we thought it's a religious thing, which it was, but we didn't know any other benefit about it other than the fact that you're supposed to fast and then give a certain amount of money that you would spend on your own food to give it to people, or to poor people who don't have food. You dedicate some portion of the money that you would be using for your food to people. And at the same time, we thought it's for us to know how poor people feel when they don't have food, so we will be more compassionate. But beyond all these sensible things about fasting due to cultural or religious practices, there are lots of good things about fasting. When you fast for a day, or you get up in the morning, you don't feel like eating, don't eat. If you're medically okay, you won't, and nothing happens to you, your sugar level doesn't fall or anything, you just not have to worry about those things. Well, you get up and you don't feel like eating, don't eat. But often some people, when they get up, they just maybe, if they feel like it, eat a little bit, and then they don't eat until late afternoon. Intermittent fasting. And some people do it religious fasting, like, get up 5 o'clock in the morning, they do their prayers and they fast, they eat something, then they fast all day until 6 or when the sun goes down. And then they have a feast. But the fasting itself, it restarts and resets your neurology. It helps the body to get its act together, away from processing things, and gets all the signals cleared when it's realizing what is needed to be fixed rather than being busy with the food. That's the layman's way of explaining it. But otherwise, there are lots of scientific reasons why you want to fast. Cleans out your intestines, gives a little bit of a buildup of the good bacteria in there, gives time for you to clean out what's been staying there, and the body starts doing some what's the word for it? Anyhow, I don't have the word, but when it starts eating its own fat and its own, in a way, not exactly, but goes into autophagy. It kind of eats itself up, which, again, it's a way to reset the system and to give you that chance of cleansing and resetting your whole neurology in there. The rest of the good stuff I don't know about much, but I know I did for 8 months just ate something in the morning, which was just a shake with no sugar or anything, and then didn't eat anything all day long till I went to the gym for 2-3 hours, and then came home about 8-9 o'clock and had beans and tomato and an onion mixed together. And that really cleaned my system out. My cholesterol went to normal, my blood pressure reduced. And then, funny enough, I don't know how, for 8 months, and I lost 25 pounds. So the whole system kind of helped itself to be healthier. The doctor wanted to put me on cholesterol medication. I said no, wait. Or blood pressure medication. I still have blood pressure, but it's not as bad as it was. And with exercise, I try to control it. But my cholesterol cleaned up. I was on the border, 2 point over the normal high end of the fasting sugar level. Like instead of 5.5, I was 5.7. Funny enough, I just got my results yesterday. My sugar level is also back down to normal. I'm 5.1 now, not 5.5, which is the maximum. So somehow, I guess, how I eat and what I do, which is not as much as a year ago, going to the gym 5 nights a week. But my eating habit and all that, I don't eat sugar unless I want some in date or in dark chocolate. Otherwise, sugar is out. Very careful on that. I never thought my sugar level would come down, and it has. So not eating much, too much, it helps all receptors to become more sensitive to food, to insulin, everything, and everything works out better. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. But it's, in general, it's very good. For healthy people, it's very good. But remember, guys, always remember a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a doctor of anything. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychotherapist. All my research is for my own benefit, and the stuff that I share with you is based on my research of scholars and articles and neuroscientists, neurosurgeons, philosophers, and on those bases I wrote my books and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you need to talk to your doctor or psychologist, you got to go and talk to them. Having said that, Twiggy says hello Twiggy, and Emmanuel says hola Meran, ¿cómo estai? Buonasera. Hello Emmanuel. It's actually afternoon. Still buongiorno. Va bene. Major Paper says, hi Meran, 25, France. Ah, bonjour monsieur, or bonsoir. And says, my HOCD and all other OCD are quiet now, but how can I secure myself so I don't get into it again? No, why do you secure yourself? What's wrong with it? So it gets back, so what? What happens to you? Look, when you guys get some kind of a HOCD thoughts or stuff like that, how HOCD works, there's not going to be anything physical happening to you. It's your thought that because it's contrary to your inclination and you're not interested in that, you get upset, you get annoyed, and because your identity is with your gender and you want to make sure, hey, I'm the top dog, I'm alpha male, what are these thoughts? Well, these are thoughts. It's got nothing to do with your gender, nothing to do with your being alpha male, nothing to do with anything. It's your anxiety of being who you are, loving who you are, and when these thoughts show up, you get angry, you get frightened, because it's disturbing the order that you have in your life. But these are thoughts. They have no power. You have the power. Power is in your vetoes and choices. So somebody offers you something that you don't like, you say, hey, thank you very much, I don't like it. I'm not interested in, I don't know, this sport or this food or this uh, business deal or this offering, whatever it is. I'm not interested. That's it. So the same thing. Brain says some shit. You see, brain doesn't know what it says. The problem is that you guys think because a brain suggested something or an image or an idea, then you actually think brain knows better for you or is you, and you are now not what you used to be. No, brain doesn't know shit. It just comes up with these things because its job is to make thoughts. If you understand that, then you wouldn't be bothered. You will try to understand, okay, why do I get anxiety when I see, I don't know, some muscle of some other male or, same gender? Well, it's because the brain doesn't consult with your inclination or gender in order to react. Anything that has any sexual connotation, even an animal, you look at it, you could be thinking of some sex. Not because you're interested to have sex with the animal, is because animal is representing part of the sexual world. Even a doorknob, it's round and shiny, you may get a groinal response. But that doesn't mean you want to, have a doorknob as a girlfriend or your boyfriend. it just means the brain doesn't consult with your inclination and preferences and your gender before it reacts, makes the body react to something. Anything that has any sexual connotation, the brain bypasses everything else and makes the body have some kind of reaction to it. That's not having to do with any gender change or modification or anything. These are thoughts and ideas. So if you click, again, I will make some kind of a video on groinal response on this thing, and I haven't been efficient in making videos lately. I've been doing some TikTok stuff and been lazy a little bit. So we'll get to it. And so let's go back to Aman, because I think he had some question before. Aman says, I don't know, but I had this thought that maybe I won't be normal back again. What's normal? The problem with you guys is that you want certainty. And any thought that shows up in your mind that is contrary to what your preferences and inclination is, you think that would mean something. It has no meaning. It just means brain is capable of thinking all kind of shit. Look, haven't you ever, I don't know, looked at your mother or father or someone that you respect and love, and some intrusive, bad, disgusting thoughts showed up? What does that mean? I mean, look, you want to fuck your father or your mother? It means nothing. It just means the brain has a tendency of making all kind of weird thoughts. But just like the eyes have the ability to see all kind of garbage and shit and poo and disgusting things, that doesn't mean what the eye sees you have any preference or you have any responsibility on the ability of the eye to see all what is out there. You don't say, oh, I saw shit, that means my eyes are shit. I must be shit because my eyes saw shit. No, eyes see things. Brain too. Brain thinks about all kinds of things that has found its way in the inventory of the brain, as all brains in the world find out and become aware of all things that are available and possible on this earth. All kind of things, products, technology, lifestyles, genders, inclination, whatever. So it's like the eye that sees and brain can think. But you somehow, if you can understand that whatever your eyes see, that doesn't mean you're what the eyes see, or it's your choice, it's just possible to see it. Same thing, brain says it's possible to think it. That's all. It doesn't mean because it thought of something, then you are what it's thinking. You gotta understand this and it'll be fine. You know, you're too sensitive about it and you want certainty. How can I be normal? You are normal. This is what normal is. Any human being who has a brain also has these sort of intrusive thoughts. That's part of the ability of the brain, you know? So that's what it is. And so much more information is being fed to everyone's brain these days than it was like 50 years ago. That's why 50 years ago, I bet you, there were far less um, engagement of the brain in thoughts that is not of interest to you. Because the amount of information that was irrelevant to you wouldn't get into people's brain. The information wasn't flowing that way. Everything was not on the public view. All other lifestyles, all other inclinations, all other products and technology, information wasn't traveling as fast as it does now and available and kind of pumped into people's attention all day long, whether they're interested or not. But the brain gets to become aware of it and then it uses to make thoughts. But 50 years ago, it wasn't as intrusive as it is now in so many ways, because when there's not enough subject in the brain that has been introduced to it, the brain will have a limited topics to make thoughts of. Because it's not making thought because you like it. It makes thought because it's possible to make thoughts. Eyes too. If you don't have enough products and inventory to see, then the eyes wouldn't see that many products, and then that information would not be added to the brain, because through eyesight also information passes through the brain, and the brain uses that to make thoughts. Same thing. We didn't have that much stuff to see in a store 50 years ago, so wasn't much to see. Now there's a lot more to see. What does that mean? What you see is you. What you see is possible to see. So what thought comes in is possible to think. But you connect it because you've been brainwashed to think what brain does, it's you. No. Brain is not you. Brain is separate than you. It's a tool that makes thoughts. And you are separate, but you have the power. You veto what the brain suggests or thoughts come up, and you choose what you want to choose. These are your powers, which is beyond the reach of the brain. And we've talked about that before. If you watch my video, Are You or the Brain is the You? If you watch that, it's 50 minutes, but it's based on neuroscience and neurosurgery, and it will prove to you, if you haven't been proven philosophically and with other evidences of discussion about the movement of mind, that you're not the brain, brain is not you, you're above it all, then this video will help you to see that you're not the brain, brain is not you, and you have ultimate power over the brain. And that's what I want you to focus. And when you do that, then you let go of all these bullshit that, oh, such thought came to my mind. Will I ever be normal? You are normal. That's what a normal brain does. Normal brain, by nature, is fucked up. So when you see all these, when you notice it, it doesn't mean you're not normal. It means you're seeing some abnormality in a normal brain. That is what all normal brains do. All normal brains are abnormal. They malfunction. They fuck up. Understand that. But you're looking for perfection. Oh, I'm only healthy if I'm perfect. No. You are healthy. You just got to be aware and understand how this brain works, so its malfunctions would be seen and looked upon as malfunctions, rather than thinking, oh, it's malfunction, it describes me. It's malfunction, it's the actual function. No, it's a malfunction. You got to see that. And there is the video. All right. All right, let's go to Mr. Victoria says, hello everyone. And Luna says, no, it's my mama whom I lost in 2000. Oh, and my older sister is looking after dad who is in his 90s. Oh, yeah, yeah, I remember now. And my twin, oh, you have a twin, is in Egypt. So, yeah, I miss them terribly, as you can imagine. So, trying to practice gratitude. Oh, I see. So, your sister is taking care of your dad, and you've lost your mom, and your twin sister, not your older sister, in Egypt. Is the older sister also with your dad also in Egypt? So you're the only one outside? Yeah. Well, eventually, I'm sure you used to go and visit them, but now because of COVID, you can't travel. I understand. Um, so Emmanuel says, male 28, Boston. What do you think about online jobs? What kind of online jobs? You mean all these things that they see? I don't know what kind you're talking about. What particular one? Online jobs. Everybody has online job. I have an online job. I mean, what is my consultations on Skype? It's all online. So it's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with it. If you have the right discipline and do what's supposed to be done, it's great. Ash says HOCD is your brain's way of trying to smash a square-shaped block into a triangle hole. That's right, it doesn't go in, but you think, oh, because it's trying to go in, it's a suggestion that it is trying to face it, that maybe it will. So I have to be frightened. No, you don't have to be frightened. You just have to rely on the fact that, hey, I don't care what's thrown at that. It's not going to, fit in, and it's not going to go. It's not going to jive in. So I don't care. Go crazy. Throw stuff. Throw the square things in the triangle things. And that itself, puts you at ease. So, okay, if that's what you really understand, then the problem solved. Then you wouldn't give a shit, because that's one shape, the other shape, you'll never go. But it gets you engaged to be frightened. Oh, what if it does? Because it's trying to go in. Trying to go in doesn't mean anything. It's like you have a banker's vault in most secure, huge, thick steel, structured in concrete and all that. It's the vault, bank's vault. And then somebody's knocking at the door of the vault. And you say, oh, somebody knocking at the door. It's just like Beatles song. Someone's knocking on the door. Was that Paul McCartney and Jets? Was it Jets? So you get frightened because someone's knocking at the door. So big fucking deal. It's a vault. It'll never open. It'll never be affected by the knock. But the thought shows up that you are not the gender that you are. Fuck you. What do you know? What are you? Brain? Since when brain is me to suggest what I am? It's no different that suggestions, images, or anxiety is like no different than somebody knocking on that big, huge, strong vault. And then the vault, that person might penetrate through the vault. No, it's a fucking knock. So big deal. So all these intrusive thoughts are like knock on the vault. It distracts you, but you shouldn't give a shit because it's a vault. Knock doesn't do shit to it. And Ash says HOCD is your brain's way of trying to. Okay, we got that one. Steven says, hi, Maron. Hello, Steven. Ash says, the triangular hole being who you are, your identity. Yeah, see, no worries. You guys pay too much attention to your brains. Just stop that shit. It's like an idiot carrying along with you. Keep saying shit. Just shut up. Or just do your thing. Let the idiot talk. That's what it is. Brain is an idiot. It's not intellect. It's an idiot. Doesn't even know. Guesses things and tries to throw things. That's no shit. Honestly, it's not mine. Austin Power. Steven says, Steven Mail 40 Los Angeles. Thank you for that. And Steven says, you'll need the ugly stick for me today. What the fuck have you done? What the fuck have you done? Don't tell me you're gone and called Carol or Karen or whatever her name is. Don't tell me that. So, Aman is... oh! Wait. Priority. We got super chat. I'm excited because it's a recognition of service. Not the amount of it, the recognition of any amount is a recognition of service. And Wayne Harmon, where have you been? It's been a long time. And he says, hi, Megan. Did you change my name? Last I looked, I was Mehran. And today you're calling me Megan, but I just shaved my beard. I don't think I've changed. Says, hi, Mehran. I've just tuned in. I think you may have a troll making racist comments further down to your screen. Yeah, I just noticed something. Let me see what the hell that is. Ooh! Another troll. Seeing what on bus make me angry. Then you go fuck yourself if that makes you angry. There you go. We remove this piece of shit who's making racist remarks. So I have a very intelligent and psychological and scientific word for you. You piece of fucking shit, get out of here. There we go. I thought that language will be sufficient to send a message. All right. Don't mess with us, asshole. This is not a place for any racist remarks or racial bullshit that you may feel strong hiding behind your fucking computer and disrespecting people. We're all the same shit and the same wonderful people, depending our behavior and activities and the effect we give to the society we live in. It's got nothing to do with your fucking skin color or your either. Look at you. You're not the color that you're making, these stupid remarks. So, but you're stupid because you're making this remark. So, I guess it doesn't have anything to do with color. You can be stupid at any color, right? You can be an asshole. Anyhow, I don't appreciate any kind of racist remarks, and I'm not even going to read that idiot's words. Mr. Vicious says, hello, can you maybe talk a little bit about social anxiety and how to deal with it? Well, give me an example. In what setting? Social anxiety in what way? What is it that makes you anxious in a social setting? Because you think the others are better than you, because you have a hard time speaking, you want to impress everyone, you think they're better than you think you're lower than them, What is it that makes you anxious? I want to know that, and then we'll talk about it. And by the way, just give me a moment, guys. Let me just take care of something for a second, if you guys don't mind. I just need to see if I can block this asshole. All right. I mean, how low and miserable and stupid can you be to make such remarks about anybody, about any race? Jackass. All right. Okay. I'm not going to waste my time. Can't find it. Idiots will be idiots. Ham Zik says how to become a math genius. Just become one. And Hater says, male 17 UK, hi Mehran. Every time I'm near a male, straight or gay, I get really anxious. And if I stand next to a male and do not get anxiety, I feel like I'm turning gay. No. It's your brain, it's not you. Look, because you're not gay, and because the brain doesn't consult with your gender or with your inclination and preferences before it would react to things, you may react with a sexual thought or an anxiety when you see another male. That's not because you're interested in that male. It's because you're different than what thought and suggestion is. When such suggestion shows up, because of its not being you, you get anxiety about it because you say, what does that mean? And that gives you that anxiety. Because internally you already know that is not what you prefer, that is not what you like. But because the brain suggests that, then you get anxiety about it. Then you think this anxiety is because you have an interest. No. It's not because you have any interest or any feeling of anything. It's because you are having your thoughts and your inclinations contrary to the suggestion that the brain is making. And that gives you anxiety. And you think that anxiety because of any interest. No. You just got to ignore interpreting these and ignore the brain or ignore any of these thoughts. The fact that you know this is something you're questioning, why is this suggestion or thought here, that's your answer. You're not gay. If you were, you would have no qualms about it. You would have no question about it. It's like me standing beside a woman who I find attractive, and then I wouldn't, that's fine, right? So there's no contradiction. There's no awareness or need for protection from this idea that I'm interested in this woman. Yeah, I am. But because there's a contradiction in your mind about what is this, that already tells you you're not. So the rest of it is the way anxiety works. The contradiction becomes awareness, and that awareness is what tells you and causes these anxiety that, what is this? What does that mean? Because you're so honed on making sure that you don't need to make sure of anything. You are who you are, and all these thoughts can come in and go. Doesn't change you, cannot change you. But you got to be okay with these thoughts, because these thoughts are part of humanity. These thoughts come. No, that's it. It's doing its own thing. It's not, look, the wave in the ocean is not coming this way or that way to harm you. It doesn't know even you exist. It just does because it's the wave's movement. That's how the wave moves. But you interpret it, oh, it's moving because it wants to harm me. It's moving because it saw me. It's doing it because I'm here. No, it's wave doing. No matter whether you're there or not, it's going to do that. Brain too. Regardless of what gender one is, the brain does the same shit for everyone, regardless of what gender they are. So all day long, if you want to pay attention to the brain, we're going to be thinking, oh, what was that? Oh, that one. The other one says, oh, that means I'm this, not this. Oh, that means that. Everybody is what they are and that they've been and they want to be. The rest of it is the bullshit of the brain interference. Don't interpret it, you'll be fine. Just ignore it, like you ignore lots of other things you walk about in the streets and you don't like. Ignore it. Keep moving toward your destination. Can't be paying attention to every kind of thing that is on the street and you're walking by. Oh, that is that. Oh, that's dog shit. Oh, that's debris. Or that's a restaurant. Or that's... Stop paying attention. Just do what you need to be doing. That's all, pretty much. Yeah, Slobodan is correct. Everything in HOCD, attraction, arousal, everything is just as fake shit. Okay, there we go. Manny Zandu says all things are okay now, just my libido is not coming back. It's coming back. You know, you're in front of the right girl, the libido is coming back. Just be cool. Don't be hasty. Just understand that this is how human beings. Look, we've got a malfunctioning brain. Every one of us have a fucked up brain. If the brain is not working properly in this department and in many other departments, that's why we have so many mental challenges and mental problems. But do you think mental problem is only if what? You're crazy? No. These thoughts, which is in every human brain, is a notion that the brain itself is not developed completely to do and be fail-safe. So if you know this, then you wouldn't give so much credit to brain as, oh, smart. No, brain is not smart. Brain is not intellect. Brain is the most stupid thing because it actually thinks it knows something. That's the problem. So you can't see its mistakes. But you are above the brain and you can see that the brain has lots of deficiencies. When you understand that, then you understand that this HOCD and all these other things is one of its deficiencies, not an indication of who you are or you're changing or modifying, your gender is changing. No, it's just a deficiency, malfunction of the brain. That's what. You're above this malfunction, so you got to see it. It's like you're the doctor, you're the engineer, and you have some machine that malfunctions. So you see the malfunctioning. You don't think, oh, that's how the design should be because it's malfunctioning. So that's the malfunctioning tool is actually the right design. Are you dumb? Recognize the malfunction, you'll be fine. All right. All right. Steven says, I didn't call her Mehran. Nothing like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll find that troll and block him later, because sometimes it takes so much time to find them, and sometimes it's hard to find them. One idiot had gone and opened an account to be trolled, which had my own channel's name, Mind That Seeks Truth, but instead of the exclamation mark, gave a little space, then exclamation mark. I mean, how stupid is YouTube allowing these sort of things? By changing one thing, you can have the same kind of a name of the channel, and then he was making trolling on that. And I couldn't find that. I couldn't find it to block the shit. All right. Phil says hello. Phil, you're going to be banned because you have the same fucking picture as that racist. So I'm going to ban you. Get the fuck out of here, racist asshole. There we go. Anne says, I reported that account. Oh, thank you. I hope I did it right. I clicked on his icon. Oh, yeah, sure. Good. Yeah. Report it. And but I couldn't find it shortly. I'll look at it later. So let's not waste our time on that. But he's also stupid. He wants to troll again and comes back with a different name, but the same thumbnail picture is there. What the hell is wrong with you, idiot? Obviously, idiot. Hater says, Anby, you just reported one of his comments. Okay. Twiggy says, hi, Stephen. If you include in the memories, they will keep on coming for a while. I don't know what Stephen did. Did you explain what you did? All right. Let's see. Twiggy says, hi, Stephen, if you, okay, I know that's so easy. Mr. Vicious, he says, I don't feel comfortable when being around people. It makes me very anxious. For an example, when walking down the street and seeing people walking me by, just everywhere and wherever people may be. Who do you think these people are? These people have the same challenges and problems in their head as you have. They're no difference. Don't think because you don't see inside their head and you don't know what they're thinking that they are free from all these intrusive thoughts and these anxieties and all these other things that other people feel or you feel. It's all the same. Brain in the human brain is all the same. The psyche works the same, has the same malfunctions. I don't think because you know about your malfunctions, but you don't know about the others, so the others don't have any malfunction in the brains. No, they all have intrusive thoughts. They're all dealing with some shit. They're all got fucked up brains. So you got to be aware of it. When you're aware of it, then you just deal with it. Because, okay, everybody's like that. It doesn't matter what they're wearing, how smiling they are and all, they all have fucked up here. Have you not notice that you become interested in, let's say, I know, whatever, this beautiful girl and you become interested and you get to know her, you're really excited about her. Then once you get to know her after 6 months, and you see, she's got some fucked up behavior. And suddenly because you get to know her, then you can see the deficiencies. But before that, when you didn't know about any of these deficiencies, you thought she's better than you. Because you knew about your own deficiencies, you knew nothing about hers, so you thought she doesn't have any. But once you get to know her, you'll see, look, it's another human being, another brain just as functional and malfunctional as yours. It's just because you don't know about others, you think the others don't have the problems that you have. They all do. We all do. But being aware of it sets you free. And you won't be prisoner to all these bullshits that the brain makes. The brain is a tool, that's all. Don't believe in it. Don't believe in the brain. Brain is just a tool. It's like saying, oh, my computer gave me a message and said something about me, like said you're an idiot, or made a comment about my sexuality or inclination. So what are you gonna do? It's a computer. It's a glitch. What are you gonna do? So what? It keeps saying it. I don't believe it. It's you or you. Same thing. Brain is just saying shit. But because it's mounted here, you think, oh, it must be more important than I am because it's making an opinion about me, and it's me making an opinion. No, it's not you making an opinion about you. It's your brain. It's like your intestine farting, and you say, oh, it made an opinion about me. I must believe in that fart. I'm a fart. No, that's what it does. But you're not supposed to consider that as representation of you. It's what intestine does. Brain too. Brain makes thoughts, garbage thoughts, nonsense thoughts, irrelevant thoughts, meaningless thoughts, intrusive thoughts, and you're not supposed to think of it, oh, that means me, oh, I must be it. No, it's brain. It's got nothing to do with you. It's a tool, just like the other end. Its farts are thoughts. That one got smell, this one got some kind of a disgusting or intrusive meanings to us all. All right. All right. Luna, thank you. Imran says hello. Hello, Imran. Okay. Steven says, why do I have such hard time letting go? Because you should learn to be able to let go before you have another thing to hang on to. Some people are like that. They haven't learned that you can let go. You don't have to have something else to grab on, and that grabbing something else will then automatically let this one go. You should be able to do that independently. Just let go, then you'll have two hands open to grab onto something else. But you're waiting until something else distracts you and comes along, so you have an excuse to let go. You feel insecure if you don't let go. What? You feel insecure because you think if you let go, the memories that are pleasant will also leave. No, they'll be there. You can always, get connected with the memory. So don't be afraid of that. Just let go because it's counterproductive to your life right now. It's intrusive. So just let go and see how it feels and get used to letting go. Because you haven't let go, you're constantly rewiring your brain to pay attention to that as if it's really important. It really is not important. She's not important. Whoever is not paying attention to in your life, is not making a difference to your life, is not important. So all you're thinking about is pleasure, and if you don't spend time to find another source of friendship and intimacy and pleasure and all that, you will always think that this was the only one available. But prove it to yourself by first letting this go, then you will see. And it's just like an airport. You let one flight go, you will see there are other airlines available. But if you're fully focused, I gotta fly with this airliner. Why? There's other airliners that can you take you this same destination you want to go. So let go in, cancel your ticket, then you'll have a free time to go and hunt other airliners and choose the one you want. But as long as you have this ticket in your hand, oh, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose. No, lose it. Just throw it. Gone. Finished. Expired. What are you holding the ticket in your hand if it's expired? Have you not seen when you go to a trip and you come back, you have a hard time to kind of throw that ticket? Because you think if I throw the ticket, I've thrown out the memory of that vacation. No. Just don't be attached to these sort of things. Throw the ticket away, you'll still see the memories here. Because how often do you look at the bag that has that ticket, airline ticket to that vacation in it? You don't. But the memory is always here, whether you look at the ticket or not. But you have a hard time to throw these things out. Because you think, oh, that's my memory. That's my trip. It's not your trip. So hanging on to this thing, idea that she was so this and that great, is not going to keep your memory, or if you don't hang on to it, the memories vanish. No, that experience of that relationship is there. It's just that you're giving it more important than it needs because it's expired. It's time to throw that ticket out. So now you go and, shop for another ticket to another vacation. So I don't know if I can make myself clear. I don't want to get too deep in it. I may get lost in there myself. But I hope it makes sense to you. Let go. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. You're defining yourself with that relationship. Don't. You were there before the relationship showed up. So you've been defined before the relationship. So right now, don't be afraid of let the relationship go. What the fuck? What do you want that for? Male 17 California says, I had a lot of bi or gay thoughts these days. I looked up if I was denying or had HOCD. I saw many who turned out to be homosexual, had past experiences. Sharky, you're talking shit. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're concluding from reading some bullshit in search engine. Go talk to a psychologist, psychotherapist to understand what HOCD is, and then you'll know that it's all, what it is. You don't conclude by a suggestion of a brain your sexuality. The brain keeps suggesting shit anyhow. Not just about sexuality, but all kind of... How many mistakes have you made in your life that the brain wasn't involved? Name me one mistake that you made that brain was not involved. Thoughts are the reasons for mistake. Because you believe thoughts. If you understand that you're above thoughts and you're above brain, then when the brain suggests something through thoughts, you won't believe it, and therefore you won't simply commit to it, and the mistakes won't happen. But your problem is that you think what brain conjures up, it's got a certain kind of a mandate. You're above the brain and thought, therefore you have the power of veto and choices. That's why you can be fully free from this nonsense that you worked yourself into. You don't have to believe thoughts or brain. Then the mistakes will decrease. As I said again, show me, give me one example, one mistake that you've made in life that the brain, thoughts were not involved. That means the brain and thoughts are the reason for mistakes, which means brains and thoughts should not be believed, should be judged. You judge thoughts, you judge brain's function. You veto their utterings and suggestions and images, and you make choices. That's who you are. That's where you are. That's where the power is, not in the suggestions, images, thoughts, or ideas that the brain conjures up. Brain is a tool, not you. All right. Let's go on. And B says, I just love what you say about the brain, Mehran. It's truth. It's not what I say, it's what neuroscience says. If you watched my video that I put the link there, Are You or the Brain is the You? It's 50 minutes, but it's full of interesting experiments, discussions about experiments of neuroscientists and neurosurgeons famous in the world that have, beyond the shadow of doubt, through neurosurgery and neuroscience, proven what Aristotle was talking about 1,000 years ago, what philosophers such as Krishnamurti and many others hundreds of years ago or more have already philosophically proven that point of view. Now neuroscience have caught up with it in the modern times and have proven it through the experiments that they've each done, such as Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, and neurosurgeon Libet. These are all what is it? What's the word for that? What's that big prize that every scientist who qualifies gets? It Nobel. These are Nobel Prize research level stuff that we're talking about. Watch that video. It was I used the information and presentation of Dr. Ignar, who is a brain surgeon himself, and he put that report together, which I used many factors there and other factors that I researched, and then put it in a different way of delivery. And so it's interesting to know it's not just philosophically proven, it's also scientifically proven that you're not the brain. And there are aspects of the mind, that aspects of you that the brain cannot reach. So you're the ultimate power. The brain is just an idiot. Happens to be there doing his job, and you think of it, that worker is the boss of the company? No, it's just an employee. And who's this asshole now? We got another idiot here. Report this piece of shit as well. Don't call me an idiot, whatever it says. So report this piece of shit. How can you guys live with yourselves in this day and age? You still think this way, talk this way. Jackasses. All right. All right, let me see what else we have here. All right, everybody seen it? Report that idiot. These must be such miserable people that they actually find satisfaction in disrespecting other people and other races. I mean, how miserable is your life that you have to do this to feel something about yourself? All right. Hater says, my brain is trying to tell me that I am gay from past experience, e.g. Okay, you keep repeating yourself. I mean, aren't you not listening to what I'm saying, Hater? You have an OCD of repeating the OCD. You have an OCD for OCD. Stop it. Understand facts like science is. Like if 2 plus 2 equal 4, you can't keep saying what if 2 plus 2 is 5? Well, it's not. So if you keep saying it, doesn't make it possible any more than it is impossible right now. Just don't let your brain play with you. Again, don't let the tool play with the owner of the tool. All right. Why are we so low in participants? There's only 14 of us. Yusuf UK28. Don't we have any questions about relationship breakups? What happened? And thank you, Anne. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, watch that video. What are you now showing up as someone else? Uh, we got another troll. He's just a crazy idiot. Now comes in as Pauli. That's the same shit that was coming up there. What are you? Unstable mentality? Let me remove this shit again. Put him in and report the asshole. Just put him in. They're so stupid. They come up with racist remarks, and then they change their name, but the screen thumbnail is the same picture. I guess it only takes a dumb person to be racist. That's what it is. Yusuf says, is Carl Jung better or Freud? It's like saying, do you like steak or chicken? Depends on what taste you have, what interest, what topic, what part. You know, I haven't read them thoroughly or anything. They each have their own points of views, and I don't worry about what they say. I try to figure out inside my psyche how it functions. You know, sometimes it's helpful when people help you to see things, but you got to learn how to analyze and understand your own psyche, its movements, and the rest of it. You don't want to get too bogged in with all these stuff. So read them both and you decide. Depends on what part you're talking about. Freud has his own brilliance, and Carl Jung is also his own brilliance. So there's nothing something to compare. They're both, you know, famous psychologists, psychotherapists, and scholars. Read them both and you decide. I don't know. Before UK lockdown started, I was fine. Look, again, it doesn't matter before lockdown, after lockdown. The fact that you should focus on is that it's a malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. We've talked about it so many times in different videos. If you keep wanting to repeat yourself, then you're rewiring yourself to be constantly thinking and talking about this rather than rewiring your brain through neuroplasticity by focusing on life, so this will not have so much of your attention on it because it's bullshit. Look, you can be looking at your toes and think that it's a tomato. And if you keep saying, is it a tomato? Is it not tomato? It's a tomato. Isn't it tomato? It could be a tomato. So you're constantly rewiring your brain through constantly thinking about something that is not. And then what is not is going to be the topic of your attention, to the point that you actually start making that to be the routine and the normality of you, that constantly you got to be conscious of that question. A question that doesn't have an answer, it's not necessary to have an answer, doesn't even exist, but it was conjured up and now has turned into your normal self by constantly thinking about it. And it still is not going to be a tomato, but you have begun to think that this question must always be in my head. Even though it's not a tomato, it's my toe, but you've created a question about it and you're looking for an answer. Even though you can see it's a toe, but you keep asking, is it a tomato or is it a toe? You have created a question that doesn't have an answer, but you're looking for an answer for it. Instead of saying that this question is bogus. That's why I can't find an answer for it, because it's a stupid question. But you are programming yourself to pay attention and look for an answer to a stupid question, which eventually makes you think that there must be an answer for it, and it could be a legitimate question. Why? Because I'm constantly asking it. You're asking it because you conditioned yourself to ask it. Otherwise, it's not a question, it's a bogus question. There is no answer to be had on a bogus question. That's why so often you're constantly ruminating on that, because you never find an answer, because there's no answer in that question. There's a question is irrelevant. You're not focusing on what you are, you're focusing on what if I'm not what I am? How dumb is that? Why don't I focus on what I am, what I like? The fact that I'm actually questioning why these thoughts show up in my head means I'm not what the thoughts suggest. That's the end of it. But you keep looking and repeating that to the point that you keep asking the question that is not a question to even pay attention to. Anyhow. Ash says, Mehran, how could Mr. Vicious 95 overcome social anxiety? His life is in good shape, but his only problem is the anxiety he feels around others. Well, I think Mr. Vicious needs to make an appointment with me on Skype so we can discuss this further in detail. Otherwise, I'm not familiar with all the nitty-gritties of his condition or his concern. That needs to be information passed. John S. says, good evening, my dear friend. I am a underboss in the Genovis crime family. Do you have any advice to make me a better criminal? Okay. I think you need to take a break and stop trolling us. And Sunny says, Sunny is the same asshole who made those comments, so fuck off, Sunny. And you guys, everybody report these two people, John S., and they are inciting criminal activities. And they think it's funny, so they need to be, investigated. So everybody reports Sunny and John, whatever his name is, which I gave him a break, John S. These people are inciting criminal activities and encouraging that, and they need to be reported. And Sunny has retracted the message. However, it's too late, Sunny. You're in deep shit now. Now, this is going to involve police, so you guys should know that. All right. Ash says, also make me a temporary admin because these dudes are just taking your attention away from the people who need you. Yeah, I know. These are just idiots. How can I do that? Let me do that. Add moderator. Ashstrom is now a moderator. Okay, there you are. You're a moderator. Thank you for that. Slobodan says, I'm good. Trying, I hope trying to ignore HOCD stuff, but it's so hard. No, it's not hard. You just get used to it afterward. Right now, it's shocking because you say, you're a truthful person and you say something is lying, accusing, and you're trying to prove, because we are conditioned to prove that we are not some accusation. And it's important to keep my, credentials. So if somebody says something about me that is not true, I rise to defend myself. And this is how you feel. But in reality, it was you don't have to pay attention to it. Where was I going with that? Yeah, okay. Where? Yeah, hater. Just simple. Don't have to prove anything to thought. You don't have to defend yourself to thought. Just ignore. You can't just run around in life and ignore. I'm sorry, you run around in life and try to defend yourself. You just go about your business and ignore things that are not interesting to you. That's all. You don't have to keep everything. You don't know everything is in right as it should be, and any deviation of it means that's not me. No, you don't have to. They can deviate, but it's got nothing to do with you. People, brain, thoughts, people can have their own interactions with whatever it is that they're interacting with, but it's got nothing to do with you. Separate yourself from brains, separate yourself from thoughts, as you are separated from other people's utterings and lifestyles and behavior and interests. No different. The problem is that you think brain is you. It's just like you thinking other people are you. They have their own stuff doing, and you're not paying attention to what they're doing. Same thing. Brain can also go malfunction and become like other people doing their own thing, talk about things irrelevant to you. You just recognize that this is not relevant to me. I'm not interested in it. Therefore, the rest of it, you don't have to prove that it's not right. It's wrong. You don't have to prove anything. To who? To whom are you proving? To brain? To fucking brain? To a tool? To computer? If it has a glitch, a malfunction, say, well, it's got a bug in it. That's all. You don't have to prove it. Oh, no, computer, you got to make sure. No, I'm not. No. If it shows your face different, what are you going to prove to? No, that's not the way I look. You must know that's not how I look. No, it doesn't need to know. You don't need to tell it. Just say it's malfunctioning. It's messed up. It's not showing the proper representation of me. But it's a machine. What do I expect of it? It can go malfunctioning. Same thing with the brain. But you're trying to prove to the brain. What's the brain? It's a tool. You don't prove anything to it. It just recognizes malfunction. You don't prove anything to it because it doesn't have an existence. It's not a living entity. It's a computer. It goes through algorithms. It does things. It produces. Its job is to create thoughts. It doesn't have intellect. It's a material process. It's not intelligence. It's not you. It just says shit about things, but you think it's saying it to you. Even if it was saying it to you, irrelevant to you. Don't have to prove or respond to it. Like some crazy person walks in the street, says shit. You just move on. You don't have to prove, oh no, let me correct you. That's not correct about my family. What? Move on. Same thing here. All right. Slobodan says, I'm good, I'm okay. And Yusuf says, what are your thoughts on the law of attraction and affirmation? Again, I need detail. I mean, it's a just some sentence. Law of attraction. What's my thoughts on it? Well, you can't be just sitting in front of yourself and say hamburger, 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 hamburger. So I thought of it in attraction that my hamburger must show up right now. No, you got to get off your butt and go to the store, buy the ingredients, come in, clean it up, wash it, and start sauteing and stuff, preparing, and then create. So the idea that you want to achieve something must couple with activities that deserves it and needs it to become into something that is your accomplishment. Otherwise, I think of I want this girl, I want this girl, I want this girl. Oh no, you gotta get out, dress up, go be proper, maybe, I don't know, say hello, something, interact. So it's not just the intention, but intention is part of the accomplishment. So it all comes hand in hand. Hetty says, I also tell my mom that I am talking to girls even though I'm not. Is that the wish? Yeah, you don't have to do any of that shit. Just, you know who you are, and there is nothing else that your brain can do about it other than just saying shit. You know, just ignore it. Like people maybe cuss at you. Okay, they can cuss, but like if somebody calls you a, I don't know, I apologize for the word. It's not intended to. If somebody calls somebody a motherfucker, what? Suddenly because somebody uttered it, then his mom gonna become whore or something? It's a word, but because it has a meaning, it has an effect on you because you're trying to always be perfect and proper and the way you envision yourself, your images. But that uttering doesn't make any change to your mom, your honor, her class, her manners, everything is going to be still intact. Just somebody said some shit that you're designed and you're programmed to be bothered by. And you're trying to fix an intangible thinking by fixing that idea that came out of someone's mind will protect your mom. Your mom is protected. That has no effect on your mom. But you have created this idea in your head that because a word was uttered, it might make a difference or make anything change. No, it doesn't. You are aware of the meaning of that word, but that word itself has no power whatsoever in the world. Same thing about these thoughts about if you're heterosexual, thoughts about homosexuality. These thoughts have no power in the world. But because the words, ideas of it have a meaning, then you think that recognizing something has a meaning, that meaning might now suddenly project itself onto the actuality of you or somebody else. No, it doesn't. It's just word has meanings, but those meanings have no actuality in physical world. If you understand that, then you wouldn't worry about what thought shows up in your head or what somebody utters. You think that they might make a difference. They don't, because you heard the meaning of it. But what we understand the meaning of it, that doesn't mean by understanding meaning of something, a connotation of it, conclusion of it, that actually could become true in anything, let alone in case of your gender identity or inclination. It's just words. Distracts you because you're fully focused on protecting your identity, your sexuality, and if something suggests anything to contrarily, you think, I have to defend it because that suggestion has been made. Suggestion might mean something or might do something. No, suggestion doesn't do shit to anything. If that was the case, I would say that tree is a ship. I made a suggestion. And now that tree, for the rest of its life, got to go and try to prove, no, I'm not a ship. No, the tree says, fuck you, you're an idiot. I'm a tree. That's it. And whatever I say, suggestion, doesn't change anything. However, when a thought shows up that as a heterosexual male, the thought shows up that you might be gay, in this case, I'm supposed to react or believe or be threatened by it? How come when I say that tree is a ship, it doesn't make anything change in the world? But a thought shows up that I am a homosexual, then I should be, oh, what? You afraid of it? No. Same thing. Words have no power. Thoughts, suggestions, ideas, images have no power. Make no changes to nothing. But you think you got to defend it because you're so focused on protecting your identity. I understand that, but you don't have to focus and protect anything because you can't change things just by uttering a word. You know. All right. So I guess we just go on from there. Chris Aubrey says, you just answered my question. Even after a year, I still come back for your guidance. Okay, Chris. Chris says, hi, Meran. I sometimes find it hard dealing with betrayal after giving my all. Lockdown doesn't help with overthinking. Yeah, just stop thinking. Why you waste your time? You've already thought about it and you know nothing has changed. You keep thinking about thinking, right? You keep thinking about thinking and nothing has changed in solving what you've been thinking to solve because there's nothing to be solved. It's thoughts. And your thoughts not going to get anywhere and your thoughts not going to make anything change how it was. And at the same time, your thoughts not going to cause any hardship to you. So what are you wasting your time on it? Just don't. Say, fuck it. I don't care. You're better off than she is. That's for sure. No? So, don't sell yourself short. And Hiroshikesh says, hey, Meran, talk to my mom, and like you said, it worked. She understands that the time has come to move on. Thanks for the help. Okay, good. You're welcome. I guess you were talking about moving on to get an apartment on your own and so on. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Good. But make sure you don't lose contact with your mom and parents and maybe invite them to have a little dinner or, treat them, just, something like that. Don't disappear. All right. And B says, thank you. Okay, you talk to Ash. Thank you, Ash, for doing this. It helps tremendously. Ash says, fear my thumb, retard trolls. Thank you, Ash. I wonder, how did we become so popular with all these assholes? Steven says, I understand completely, Meran. I felt the same with the previous ex, and then this one came along. I'm looking for certainty, which is my problem. Look, it's beyond looking for certainty when some girl leaves you. Somehow you have been sold this bill that she's better than you, even when she's left you. I can understand why you think about your girlfriend. She's better than you, love her, you like her, intimacy and all the wonderful thing a woman brings to a man's life. Fine. But when she leaves you, then no longer she's better than you. I'm okay for you to think of her better than you when she's with you, if you want to. You don't have to. You shouldn't. Because equal. Why should be better? Why is she better? Why? Why is she better? Because you love sex and you have sex with her, and that pleasure is the ultimate state of intimacy and pleasure in the world, and therefore you think, what gives you such pleasure must be the meaning of life and the whole world. It's not, because that, what you call the source of the pleasure, is also a human being, limited to the limitations of human being, has a psyche, and the psyche is just as fucked up as yours. She has all kind of issues, and she has all kind of problems and all kind of benefits to you and to herself and all that. So she's no different. Don't make a deity out of her. What she makes you feel by way of intimacy doesn't make her to become uber human, above you. You all are still in the same, swimming in the same water, with the same problem, with the same psychological problems, with the same shortcomings. So she's really no saint, no better than you, no capabilities whatsoever. What you like about her has got really nothing to do with you. It's your programming in your genes to love and adore and admire and worship the pleasure you receive from a woman. That should not confuse you to think that this woman is in fact more qualified as a human being and more perfect as a human being than you are. We're all in the same shit, same shortcomings, same abilities, and same psychological challenges, and so on. If you look at her in a human eye, not with the eye of pleasure, then you will see what you're making out of this woman who has left you is unreasonable, because she's not what you've made her out to be. She's just another human being with all credentials and all malfunctionings and all psychological challenges of any other human. But you're not focusing on her humanity. You're focusing on the pleasure, how you were feeling through the intimacy and pleasure being with her, and the kudos and affirmations that you were receiving through your own belief that if a woman pays attention to me, then I am a better man, then I am affirmed, then I am more worthy. More worthy when somebody who's just as worthy as me or less or more is making me feel, giving me attention. How could that work? She herself is having all kind of issues and problems. But me being with her makes me feel that I'm worthier because I think she's got no problems. She's a source of worthiness. No, she's just as challenged as I am. If you look at her with the eye of humanity as a human being, not as how you feel when you're intimate with her or when you get affirmation by just her being around you and say, I have a girlfriend. If you get beyond this and see her for a human that she is, then you will not feel like I'm lost without her. No, you're not lost without her. There's so many other amazing, wonderful women out there that you can get to know. There's so many capabilities that you have that you can lead your life. She wasn't leading your life. Whatever she was bringing to your life was limited to her abilities. Wasn't anything beyond that. But you're making it as if it was beyond her humanity and nobody else can measure up, and you can't get that pleasure from anybody else, and you are making yourself to believe that she was irreplaceable and that your life depends on her. No, it's the pleasure you're focusing on, and you can have that pleasure through other sources because you're programmed to enjoy that pleasure. It's like saying, this is the only bakery that can make a bread that I would like to eat. No, other bakeries make same bread, if not better. It's possible, yeah? So if you understand that it's a bakery, and it can also make good bread or shitty bread, and when she was with me, she was making good bread. When she's not with me, consider it she's making shitty bread. So why do you still like her? Why do you still want her? You can only want to buy bread from the bakery that's making bread for you. If you go in there, they say, no bread for you, no soup for you. Then you say, well, I'm not coming to this bakery anymore. I'll find another bakery that makes bread that I can buy. It's for me, I can have. So this woman was offering her intelligence and sharing life with you, sharing her goodies and baking abilities, this bakery with you. But now that she doesn't, then you can't be favoring this bakery anymore. Why are you? The memory of it? What does the memory of it do anything for you? Memory is dead, non-existent. So you're preferring to consider the memory of being with her better than being with someone who actually wants to be with you. It doesn't make sense, does it? Because she in actuality doesn't want to be with you. She's left you. But you consider her memory as who she is today. Her memory is not who she is today. Who she is today, her actuality, the way she behaves with you, the fact that she's left you is who she is today. Your memory is who she used to be with you. Her actuality is what you should be focusing on. If you focus on that, say, why would I want to be with a woman who doesn't want to be with me and she's left me? Why would I? Why would I want to buy from or go to a bakery who doesn't want to sell me bread or doesn't have bread or doesn't give me the bread? I'll go to another bakery. If you understand this, you will be able to handle this. But you're looking at the memory as if the actuality of her today is as how it was, how it is in your, how it was in your memory. Yeah, good guy. All right, Jesus, can you understand these things? I hope you do. Yusuf says, thanks for your feedback. You're welcome. And Morabula says, good evening, Morabula from South Africa. Hello, Morabula. Thank you for joining us. And let me know gender, age, and of course we know South Africa. Because I'm not familiar with the name, so I can't tell from the name if it's male or female, so it would be helpful to tell me and your age and all that. Morabula. Peter says, I also worry if I do not say goodbye and hug my mother when she leaves the house because I'm scared I will not see her again. Is it a form of OCD? Yeah, it just you have this negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts that something bad is going to happen. I have to do this, and that's going to lead you to, I don't know, touch the wall 100 times. I don't know, touch the light switch 5 times, because if I don't touch it 5 times, maybe something happens to my mother. If I don't lock the door 3 times, maybe this is going to just let go, because these sort of thoughts have not. If they had any power, that if you think this way, then if you touch the wall 3 times, then your mother will be safe. If you do this, then if these things had any power, then you would have just said, look, if I touch the light switch, I will have a in my exam tomorrow without studying, or I'll have $1 million. It doesn't work that way. So it doesn't work to the negative of it either, and it doesn't work to the positive of it either. So just let it go. It's just a psychological security that you're searching because you love your life. You love your mom, you love your life, you're comfortable, you're happy, you want everybody to be healthy and happy, and these are all good. But you don't have to pay ransom to secure a suggestion that a brain brings to the mind that if you don't, something bad will happen. So really? Is that how simple it is? So you are the boss of the world, you say, and something bad could happen because you thought of it? Well, what if I think of something good? Would that also happen? Like I feel I want everybody to be peaceful, everybody be safe, everybody had food, everybody be healthy. Why wouldn't that work if this was the power? So if that doesn't work, this opposite of it also cannot work by suggesting that something bad will happen if I don't hug my mother or do hug my mother or do this or that shit. Think about it. Uh-huh. So now we have Kai says, I have not experienced the me that exists beyond my thoughts. So I'm still consumed by them. You haven't experienced? Look, watch the video I have, and it shows you that you're outside of the brain. That you're not the brain, brain is not you, because you're not part of the brain. And I prove to you that you're not part of the brain. Brain is a tool for you to use to accomplish whatever it is necessary for you to use it to accomplish. A computation takes place. But you're not part of the brain. You're outside of the brain. And I'm going to prove it to you using quantum physics. I have a video that talks about the experiment that was done in the quantum physics laboratory. And once you watch that video and do the exercise that I suggest in it, you will see that you too, like that experiment that was done in the quantum physics laboratory, clearly you can see you're the observer. You're not the brain, and the brain is not you. You're outside of the brain. Watch that. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me see if I can find it for you. An observer cannot be part of what you're being observed in this sense. In becoming what you are observing is when there is no separation with the two. But being as part of the experience that I explained here, you can see that in the case of you and the brain, you're not the brain. So in the case of you and the brain, you're the observer of what the brain does. Let me see. There it is. I have it in 4 parts. You're the observer, not what your brain says you are. Part 4, part 2, part 3, part 1. But there's one that has all parts in it. It says you're the observer, not what your brain says you are. And in bracket it says your sanity back, 4 parts together. All right, that's the one I want you to see. It's 39 minutes, and it's the whole 4 parts all together. You will enjoy it. If you didn't, you go and find part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And just enjoy it however you wish. But I think this would be an important video for you all to watch. It's quite brilliant, I must say. Blowing my own horn, which I deserve it. What's the matter with me? I'm not so humble today. You are. Dr. Evil is showing up. All right. Let's see what we have here. And Morabula says, I have a question. It's so funny, is the emojis he used. It looks like a student holding hand up. Yes, please go ahead. He says, well, I am seeing this lady. Wunderbar. We now have 3 months into dating, but her family doesn't approve our relationship. What should I do about this? My feelings want to be with her. You can't accomplish that without her help, which means you need to talk to her. You need to say, look, dear, we've been together for 3 months, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I appreciate our relationship. But I want to bring it to your attention and ask your opinion, because I believe in cooperation and knowing your wisdom in this, because I'm sure you can help me more than I can do it on my own. And the situation is that I feel that, as you know yourself, probably, she probably knows it, your parents don't approve because she probably told you. But how can we get over it? What can I do? What do you think I can do to help resolve this situation? Can you help me to achieve this? Because I really think the world of you and I want to see where this goes. Don't make commitments and don't put yourself down. Don't make it look like you've made up your mind. Just say, I think of the world of you and I really am interested genuinely to see where this goes. But without your parents' consent or positive energy, it will take a toll on you, and you're too important for me to make you uncomfortable. Although I know you like me, but at the same time, you want to be cordial to your parents as well. I don't want to put you in a difficult situation. That's why I'm asking your help. If you also agree with me that we have something going here and it's worth, exploring it, what suggestion do you make? What do you think I should be doing? In this way, you're getting her on your side already, and then together you can approach this. Maybe she will work it from that end, say, Mom, Dad, why don't we go out for a dinner, or why don't we invite him in, or why don't you guys, see how he behaves with me. He's very nice, he's cordial, he's gentleman, and I feel very safe with him. And this way, the parents will get to know you through her. But if you don't have her on your side, if she doesn't understand your intentions, then it wouldn't work, because your agent to work on the parents is her. So you got to get her involved as far understanding how important she is in resolving this. And if she wasn't cooperative, that's your cue to move on, because that means she's not going to fight for it. She's not going to help you out. And if she doesn't, that means she's not sold on it. If she's not sold on it, why should you sweat for someone who's not sold on you at all? So move on. But that's what I would suggest. Morabula says, apparently they say I'm bad news to her and I'm surprised because they barely know me. Yeah. And Hater says, Mehran, have you heard of the Linden method? If so, what are your thoughts on that? Well, I don't know what other people's methods are, I have no idea what that is. Let's see. Linden method for anxiety. Explore healthy lifestyle tips. More start a healthy journey. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't know what the method is. I have no idea. It's probably, I don't know, some author or some service. I have no idea. I have no views on that. And listen, talk to your psychologist, psychotherapist, and who's specialized in anxiety and things like that, OCD and HOCD, must be specialized in that, and discuss it with them. Why do you keep going around and trying to find things without really hitting it on the head? Look, there are enough videos around, enough things around. You see if it's helpful, helpful. It's not, go get a psychotherapist and have a meeting with them, him or her, and then get them to help you out in the way that it could work for you. Chester is here, male 27, Hawaii. Says, aloha, Mehran. Aloha, Chester. Good to see you, dear. Says, long time no see. Hope you're doing good. Thank you very much, Chester. It's always good to hear from Hawaii. My son and I were talking about Hawaii. In fact, last night we were in the gym together, and always when we are together, always a conversation goes toward Hawaii. the energy there and how we love to be there and so on and so forth. So, so it's always nice to hear from someone from Hawaii. And hopefully you're doing well and enjoying your life and your job. How is that going? And we have Morebula, male and 25 years old. Thank you for that. XView says, hi, I'm a 28-year-old female, Texas. Oh, how are things in Texas, girl? Are you guys safe? You got electricity back? Are you still cold? I heard there was so much snow, and we're following it. Hope you're all good and keeping that warm Texan energy and attitude, and hope you're all safe. And it says, she says, I broke up with my ex 4 months ago, and we haven't said a word to each other since. I left due to us fighting a lot. Would it be bad idea to reach out after all this time? Why should you reach out? What do you want from him? I think leave it. I don't want it to be a game of chicken, like who's going to blink first. But it's 4 months. Why you still think of him? I know it's pandemic and you don't have much of options out there. Social life is not there. Discos are not there. Outings are not there. You know, so opportunities to meet other people is limited. But it's 4 months. Quite a long time, isn't it? He hasn't reached out. You haven't reached out. So obviously, it's gotten to the point that you better just pass. Just leave it. Stop thinking about it. Move on with your life. And if he did reach out, don't get snob. Oh, see? He broke. I almost did. Good thing I didn't. No. Treat it nicely. Fine. Because if that's what you want. But I don't know. How do you feel about it? What do you think his way of taking it would be? The behavior. Like being a woman and 4 months you haven't been in contact, now you reach out. Obviously, depends on his attitude and his mentality. I don't know him, so I don't know how he has been behaving. If you reach out, would he now take it as weakness, or is he mature enough to take it as a step towards reconciliation, or he would welcome it? Is he mature enough, or is he going to take advantage of this reaching out and try to be perhaps unreasonable? I don't know what your fights were all about, but it depends. You know him, I don't know him. So you got to focus on how is he going to take this reaching out. Is he mature enough to understand this is for resolving and smoothing out and understanding each other better? Or he's going to think about, see, I can have my way. I am the boss. And then that's the same cycle will continue. That's the part you know, I don't know. But anyhow, I wish you all safe over there, and let me know how things are, if you will. I really like Texan girls. They're warm. They're very warm, and very what is it? Wholesome, at least my experiences. So that's why I have this. I've been to Texas a couple of times for conventions on that. But this is what I feel from the people there, mostly women, that they are so warm and, genuinely female, women. Anyhow, I hope I'm not mistaken. Oh, Stephen sent us a super chat, and that's very generous of you, Stephen. You have a $20 super chat, and no question with it. Stephen just says thank you. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. And we have, let's see. Kai says thank you. I'll watch. Okay, great. Kai, did you tell us where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and your gender? I think you're a lady, or or you said it and I forgot already. No. Oh, there it is. Oh, here it is. Kai, 23 years old, Florida. Yeah, but still I don't see the gender. I can see from your picture, I hope I'm not mistaken, it's a very small picture. Looks like it's a lady. Says, oh, I see. I remember your question now. Okay, good. I've answered that. All right, Kai from Florida. That's good. And we have Steven says, yes, I have to not dwell in the memories, which I find difficult. What is my motto in my Skype and other places? It's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it is possible. Focus on the possibility, not the difficulty level. Everything is difficult. But if we want to focus on difficulty, then we can't get anything done because everything is difficult. So focus on what's important. It's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it's possible. Focus on possibility and find a way to get it done. That's what your focus should be in life, not the challenge. All right. You want to be you want to know how to be successful in everything in life, in anything that you want to be successful in life? Detach yourself from all outcomes. Detach yourself from outcome. Focus on the efforts. Focus on the efforts. Make efforts to be the source of dopamine, happiness, encouragements, not the outcome, waiting for the final outcome and results for you to get happy. In this way, every effort that you make in pursuit of accomplishing something brings you that energy and happiness and that dopamine, that good feeling every time, not just once when it's all done. Detach yourself from all outcomes and focus on the efforts. That's what brings you success and happiness all along towards that success and accomplishments. All right. Good job, Ash. Sniffing all these trolls out and getting rid of them. Someone says when we get trolls, that means we're popular. we're being recognized. That means more people get to know about us. Might be true. By the way, guys, there are 20 of us here and there's 16 likes. What's going on again? You butterfingers? Get on your finger, click on like, and bring it even up. 2020. And Chester says, I'm doing a lot better at my new job. as a working class citizen. Ah, good. A lot of my workers seem to enjoy my company. Wonderful. You're a good person. You're a good energy and decent, balanced. Good, good, good. It's good. I'm glad to hear that. So I really hate how much money taxes are taking out each of my paychecks. Listen, I understand that. And I'm all for what you're saying. I don't like taxes either. But you know what? If you pay taxes, that means you're making money. You wouldn't like it the other way around. Yeah, you won't pay any tax if you're not making any money. But if you're paying taxes, that also means you're having a job, you're getting a paycheck, and you're making money. So let's focus on that and leave the taxes to the accountants and the regulations and whatnot. we can't get that away. We can't get away with that about that anyhow. We gotta pay our taxes. Steven says, I'll be starting a new job soon. I feel a bit nervous because it's out of my comfort zone. Everything will be new. Plus, being single, I just feel kind of alone at the moment. I have to just stay positive. No, actually, it's good that you're single right now because the new job needs your attention. You want to be good at it. You want to make good money. You want to be good at what you're going to be doing, just as how good you are, or even better than at what you have been doing. Well, you need focus. You need paying attention and importance. You got to think, eat, breathe your new job until you become really good at it by all the details, and move up the ladder by becoming really proficient in what it is that you've trained and you want to be good at. And for that reason, you need more focus. For that reason, you need to be single right now. For the next 6 months, at least, focus on this job. Get it all to be yours. Be the master of it. And then, when you have become so good at it, the word goes around. And the fact that you're good at your job, the girls will also notice. And girls usually are having gravitation, propensity towards someone who is successful, who knows what he's doing, has got a good reputation, who's somebody in some echelon. And your ability to do your job well will help when the time comes. So focus on that. Don't worry about the girls right now. We have XView says, yeah, we have power back to the most part in Texas. Just don't have clean drinking water. Praying that is fixed. Very true on the cycle. He will probably take advantage, but I will try to keep it strong. You're talking about that. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good. Good. All right. Thanks for letting me know. And Chester says, well, I'll know the saying. We all know the saying. There are two things that we can't escape in life: death and paying taxes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hatter says, how long does the process of neuroplasticity takes with your regular clients? Neuroplasticity doesn't take effect when you're actually doing the neuroplasticity. In other words, you don't become a good pianist while you're practicing the notes and tones and over. So neuroplasticity about you becoming a good pianist is not taking place when you're actually doing the practices. It takes place when you're resting. Like when you've finished doing these practices, and then when you're resting and doing nothing, then it sinks in and neuroplasticity takes place when the brain is resting. So you make sure you do what you got to do, and then rest and sleep well, and then all these will help you to become to bring the results you're looking for sooner and faster by having a balanced life. Doing what you need to do, ignoring what you need to ignore, focus on what you need to focus, and then have a balanced life and rest and enjoy nutrition, exercise, and so on and so forth. And then over time, it will be a little bit faster than what it could be. So it's not about how much more I do it, the faster, the sooner it becomes. No, it has its own process. So be patient. Just keep doing it. And don't look for a result. Just do your life. It's not like, oh, my life starts when I get rid of this. No, there's so many other challenges in life. Some are intrusive thoughts, some are HOCD, some are OCD, some are different kind of OCD, some are different financial problems, some are different studying exams, some are job problems, some, being fired or being hired, and relationship problem. These are all part of it. You can't wait until life is all perfect, now I can live. No, these are part of this whole. While swimming in the ocean to get to the shore, there are all kind of debris and sharks and fish and boats and bad water and good part of it, sunshine, storm, all that is all part of it. But you got to keep swimming. You got to keep swimming. It doesn't matter. You got to keep doing what you got to do. You got to get to the shore. So you can't just stop because, I have to stop until the waves are no longer, then I start swimming. I have to stop until there are no sharks. Then I say, I have to stop until there are no boats. Or you can't do that. You got to keep doing what you got to do despite of it all. So it's all part of life. It's not like starts here, ends here. No, I can't do I can't be human while I'm having challenges. No, challenge is part of being a human. All right. Slobodan says, I was preoccupied with sexuality, defending my heterosexuality, that I lost a will and desire for sex for the rest of my life. No, you haven't left it. When you understand that this is what it is, then it'll all come back perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, you will. Don't keep thinking about I'll be better soon. Just live your life. This is like a wave of the ocean. Wave comes, wave goes. Challenge comes, challenge goes. Shit thoughts comes, shit thoughts goes. Good thoughts come, good thought goes. Fortune comes, fortune goes. Adversity comes, adversity leaves. It's a wave. Don't worry about it. Can't be just full. Oh, it's a wave. Just swim the wave and then swim easy when the waves. Don't worry about it. Pierce through, persevere. You don't have to protect. Just keep on doing your life. And Stephen says also, I'm tired of searching or looking for that special person. Yeah, stop looking. It's a desire that I have and want to see it fulfilled. Yeah, it will be fulfilled, but it's like saying, it's a desire I have to eat. I want it to be fulfilled. Yeah, fine. But you got to go get the ingredients. And for that, you got to wait for the merchants to bring. And the merchants got to wait for the farmers to bring the goodies. So these are all have a process. And it will happen. So in the meantime, right now, instead of focusing on finding that girl, just focus on the preparation to finding that girl, which means go after your work, pay attention to what you got to pay attention, and in the meantime, in accomplishing all these efforts that you make to accomplish all these things you want to accomplish, there'll be suddenly, the pomegranate, peach, I don't know, tomatoes, and all these things that you were needing it to make your food arriving to the market. They'll show up because you've been busy doing what needs to be done until these things are ready. You haven't been sitting there just waiting around. So once it's there, you're ready to pick it up, take it home, and do it. You know the analogy. I don't want to butcher it. All right. Okay, guys, it's 2 hours and 16 minutes. I think we've had a good discussion, and it's now 13 people only here and 20 likes. That's good. So it looks like we've hit all the questions, and hopefully we'll have another one tonight at 9 p.m. Vancouver time for different time zones such as Australia, Middle East, Philippines, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Singapore, Iran, Dubai, India, Pakistan, all these places. So it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and sharing a thing or two with me, or allowing me to share a thing or two with you. And I look forward to talking to you again, if not tonight, next week. But in the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.